Welcome to week 4, the very last topic in this module, the first module we've been exploring on participating in the digital world. So this week's topic is actually about who is participating in the digital world. Have you ever considered the impact of non-participation might have on a person? We've talked about the digital divide and that gap between those who can and those who cannot, but what happens if you can't participate? What is the impact on you personally? Imagine a world where you couldn't send an email, or you couldn't Google for information, or you couldn't buy things online or study online or access information. What would be the ramifications on that on you personally? It really makes you consider the advantages we have in many different areas to those who are living in less developed countries. You might be surprised that a solution to non-participation has been mobile technologies. If you consider the infrastructure required to be digitally active, all of the broadband cables and all the electricity that needs to be rolled out across a country to be able to turn on your laptop, to be able to hook into the broadband, you'd be overwhelmed by the amount that would cost. So many nations have decided to not go into this area, but to go straight to mobile technologies and make use of satellite TV, satellite technologies and mobile technologies attached to the phone network. It's a pretty sensible choice when you're thinking about different strategies of bridging that digital divide. There are also philanthropic organisations that have been launching many different programs to try to help countries bridge the divide. And we're going to look at 2 examples this week. The first one is called the One Laptop for Every Child program. And this was started by Nicholas Negroponte, who comes from MIT in Boston. And this was a project that started where they decided to come up with a low-cost laptop and to take this into developing countries so that children would be able to use satellite technologies and hook up to the internet. You'd be surprised to hear, and you'll see this in the video, that these little green and white laptops are actually not run by electricity, by little hand cranks, where the children will run the hand cranks and build up electricity that can be stored in a chip. The other organisation you should be very familiar with is the Bill Gates Foundation, who invests a lot of money into 2 areas, health, but also education and technology. So we're going to look at these companies and see the types of projects they've been investing in an effort to illustrate different ways the digital divide can be breached. So this week it's a pretty interesting topic. You're going to be reflecting a lot about your own participation and perhaps the participation about those around you, but we're also going to consider what happens if you can't participate in the digital world. What are the ramifications? So on that point, it's up to me to say, see you online.